And we are live.
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
My chat's not open.
My chat wasn't loading.
A quick little announcement. For those of you that are asking about, are the shots safe, please refer to your doctor and not readers online, please.
Everybody's got different allergies, so which shot's best for you, get with your doctor.
Yep.
I try not to read on medical advice, even in personal readings. I don't want to get sued by somebody.
Yeah.
Thank you, Terry.
Happy spring to everybody, to Jenny and Johnny and everybody in the chat. So was it the spring solstice yesterday, or is it today?
Yesterday. So thank you to Good Vibes, if she's in here, for the kitty toys, a little dragonfly and a little mouse.
Love it.
Thank you to Peggy for my t-shirts. She sent them to me in all different colors. I love the ivory one. The one I have on is actually lavender. The color looks off on camera. And thank you to Kathy D for the caricature.
Oh, I love that.
Me and Lucy.
I love it.
That's my fingers on Lucy's head, scratching her head.
Love it. I see Ona. Ona's here. Hello, Ona.
Hey, Ona.
I just got the notification that you're live, Jenny.
So, anybody I was thinking, you'll have to go back and watch the first few minutes.
Oh, there's Peggy.
Hey, Peggy.
Hi, Peggy.
I like those shirts.
Yeah. Is there anything like the sweaters and the sweatshirt? Well, you got a shirt, didn't you, Johnny?
It's not here yet. It'll be here Monday.
From Peggy?
Well,
but the one that she made you that said I'm a nasty woman.
Yeah.
You said that material's really, really soft, like Jenny was saying about the shirt.
I think she's sending you a Jinlin Tarot one.
Yeah, it's something coming Monday. I don't know if it was supposed to be here before then, but the way our mail works here, you get it kind of when you get it. So it'll be here Monday. So they say. But yes, it is on the way though.
Hey, Brandon, you just got the notification. We'll give it a couple of minutes then.
I just got mine. There we go.
YouTube has been really wacky in the past week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for those that are just joining, she also sent them to me in ivory, which is really pretty. She sent me a t-shirt and also a hoodie in light gray. And also a peach.
Oh.
I think my favorite's the ivory. I think it's pretty. Shows up good on it.
Is that a cat ornament right there by your left elbow?
This is a goat. This is a cat.
That one towards right there.
That one?
Mm-hmm.
It's a snowman, actually.
Okay. It looked like a little kitty face on there.
There's kitties scattered around. The only one that I can reach is this one right here. It's a little gray and white cat. Yeah.
Oh, Jenny, you froze.
Are so soft. They're polyester, cotton, and rayon, so they feel very silky.
Rebecca, if you want, you can send it to my P.O. box, and then I can send it to Becca if you want to do it that way.
Oh.
Yeah, Johnny's the only one with the P.O. box. So, and he only has his P.O. box till the end of May, right?
May 25th.
I need to go down and get me a P.O. box.
One day after my birthday.
Thank you, Impish. Okay, so we all know Trump is broke. I want to know first, is he getting a stimulus check? Because he's not a lobbyist. He doesn't work in the government anymore. Is he getting a stimulus check? Johnny's P.O. box number, I believe, is on your about page on your channel, isn't it?
It's under all of my videos, and it's under the video. I don't think it's on that bad. I didn't put it there, I don't think.
If you have not watched Johnny's video on who's the next GOP candidate, great giggle fest. Great giggle fest. I'm not going to give it away. It is hysterical.
Oh, mercy.
Is Trump getting a stimulus check? Broke ass Trump. I have to move my cat toys. What you getting?
I'm getting that his suffering is improved through gifts. But with that said, I'm going to say no. It's probably coming from his grift from his supporters.
Oh, yeah. What are you getting, Johnny?
Yeah, I get the Six of Pentacles, the first card, and the Page of Pentacles, the second card. It's like there is money, especially gifts of money coming in. This is also documented money. So there's possibly checks of some sort that are coming in. It is not coming from the government, though. With the Hangman, it's a different source or a perspective change. With the Five of Cups as well. So there's disappointment in the government. He may be trying to get like a PPP type of thing, possibly, or something like that. But no, it's coming from the Six of Cups, the people who are naive enough to follow him.
Okay. Thank you, Suzanne. Yeah, I get he's doing what he's done before, which is grifting from his people that support him because they want to see him back in the government. Here's Trump crowning the reading, and America is watching. So even though his fortunes have changed, it's changed because people want to see him back in the White House, and it's a betrayal to them. You know, he's grifting, he's stealing it from supporters. But what I do get that he gets is some legal action that he is not going to like.
And that's coming from the government.
That's coming from the government. So let's just ask, are we going to see any legal action taken by the end of April against Trump? I have a feeling it'll take longer than that, but let's just see. Is there anything? We had Michael Cohen the other night talking about how he's cooperating with New York. Purely for entertainment purposes, only YouTube. Thank you, Judy.
This is what happens when a criminal knows all your secrets.
Thank you, Letitia. For anybody that didn't see, income tax got moved to May. So we get an extra month.
They tell me after I paid them.
What'd you get, Johnny?
I get not by the end of April. I get the Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Pentacles. So this might be fall, September. There is the Knight of Pentacles and the Devil. There is something that's going to take a long time around his finances. So this might be investigations and going through all the documents and all that type of stuff. But there is something coming, though. Page of Pentacles and the Six of Swords.
Yeah, there's money news coming.
Mm-hmm.
There's something coming. And I think it's either over donations or pay to play. Something that he did overseas, so probably pay to play. It involves Trump directly, and they'll be victorious with that. But they're still working on it right now. And I get under Biden's Department of Justice, he's going to have a big battle on his hand. It's coming soon, but I'm not getting by the end of April. And also changes in his corporate thing. So his New York thing, there's a big yes on that. The stuff that Michael Cohen's been talking about, work that he did at his corporation, and sleight of hand, moving stuff around. Trying to make things look pretty on his tax documents. So he's about to get thrown off balance, but it's not quite yet. What are you getting, Becca?
Thank you to Anna Macedo for the super chat to Jenny.
Oh, thank you.
I got tree woman cross. Not him, but maybe a woman's going to be suffering within a month. Don't know what that's about. I don't know if that's Ivanka or Melania or who, but it shows a woman suffering.
Or maybe Laura Trump for her involvement with the dog charity.
Yeah.
Thank you, Terry, also. And thank you, Marie. Marie, are you still being locked from Governor Abbott?
Good job, Marie. Good job.
There's a bumper sticker, like 2 houses down from here that says, well-behaved women rarely make history. Or something like that.
Well, speaking of well-behaved women, Stormy Daniels, Michael Avenatti's sentencing is supposed to happen in May, and he's facing up to 40 years. So what's it look like for him?
What?
Thank you, Stu, man.
Now, here's the thing, too, because he's in California, is he not?
Yes, and he's on house arrest. He's got an ankle bracelet.
I think with overcrowding, at least when I was there, this was like 7 years ago, overcrowding, that he wouldn't go to actual prison because he has a nonviolent offense. So he would be kind of like Conrad Murray, who killed Michael Jackson allegedly. He got convicted, but then he got sent home on house arrest because he's a nonviolent offender.
Thank you, Maitri. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Maitri.
Let me see. I almost hate to give such a broad time. 3 to 11. I get 3, then I get 8. If you combine the 2, it's 11. So I'll just say 3 to 11 years. But there is a judgment coming down. It does surround finances, people he worked with. He is also, I don't know if this is in particular case here, but he's on the hook for Nike shoes for trying to blackmail them out of like $20 million or something. Thank you, Marie. The Texans phones work too.
You go, Marie.
But the justice is here and the devil is here. Go to a blackmail with the 3 of Pentacles and the devil card there too. So some sort of blackmail around money. But yeah, he does get, I believe, judgment and sentence, possibly to 3 to 11 years.
Yeah, I get, here's house arrest. The challenge is he's got a bigger boon coming, that for commitments that he had, contracts that he had, and it puts an end to him. Like he has to walk away from being a lawyer is what I'm getting. So there's some sort of new inspiration to how he's sentenced. And it affects his job. Like he'll have to seek a new job. And I feel like that's coming from the judge. I've got, like legally. He has thievery. He's blocked from doing anything in the future, I think, as a lawyer. So it's a little bit different perspective. And I also have a slight delay in his sentencing. So it might take longer than May, even though it's up in May. I'm thinking 2 to 10 years, Johnny. I'm kind of with you on that 3 to 11. I'm getting 2 to 10. What you getting, Becca?
I'm getting that there's knowledge of serious financial suffering and pain, and also very heavy and burdensome suffering here for him. So yeah, he's gonna suffer very heavily over his knowledge of something that he was doing financially here that has him guilty. So
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Uh-huh.
If he does get sentenced, and then whether it's prison or house arrest or whatever the case may be, how is he going to then financially support himself and the house he's even living in? Because like they did for Conrad Murray, they took his medical license. It's like, okay, you're house arrest, but you're no longer allowed to be a doctor. And I'm pretty sure they'll do the same to him and say you cannot be a lawyer or practice law, especially in the state of California, so forth and so forth. Where is he going to get money from? Because he's in debt as it is. That's why he was trying to blackmail Nike and steal money from Stormy.
Yeah. Thank you, Judy.
how's he going to make money?
Yeah, how is he going to support himself?
Oof. Mm-hmm.
Making license plates, Johnny.
Start Avenatti University.
I'm getting something with school. I'm getting like teaching or something because he's burdened here. It's something much more mundane, like where it's more repetitive, like a school curriculum. Where you're doing the same thing every day. He actually will like it, but it's sort of an image booster for him a little bit. It won't be right away though, because he's going to be put away first. And I get King and Queen of Pentacles, which tells me two people that have an influence on his inspiration for what he's going to do that may back him in doing something. What y'all getting?
What are you getting, Johnny?
I get that he can't support himself. I get the 7 of Swords and the Tower is the first thing. there's an end to his schemes. There's an end to his way of life, since he did not have the most honest ways of life. And then there's 10 of swords and the 4 of pentacles. Like, he's going to hemorrhage money faster than, Donald Trump. And so, but there is someone here with the Fool and the Lover's card who might come to his rescue. It is a man. And this might be, thank you, Cold Toes. This might be a, what do you call it? Like an offer he can't refuse, but it's definitely not one that he wants, because he's backed into a corner. He can't do nothing else unless he can go sell blood and kidneys on the black market or something. Other than that, I don't think he's got any, like, he's SOL.
Well, what you getting, Becca?
I kind of get the same thing. I'm getting that he's no longer trustworthy or appreciated at all. It's diminished. It ends here. There's losses, something that's taken away from him. So just to be funny, he could be your friendly drug dealer, but it's like he doesn't have it's like he doesn't have people around him that kind of like burned all his bridges sort of thing, but there's losses and anxiety there.
Start him a weed dispensary, maybe.
Yeah, start a weed dispensary. I mean, come on.
Okay, so there are 26 Republican attorney generals in the country that are suing Biden's administration over the Keystone XL pipeline that he's blocking, immigration, climate change policies, and abortion rights, purely for entertainment purposes, only YouTube. They hate it when I say that word. And there's one also challenging his COVID relief package. So are any of these attorney generals, now the Democratic AGs did a lot of lawsuits in the Trump administration, so that's not unusual, but they're slamming fast with like a whole bunch of them.
But the AGs under the Democratic AGs under the Trump administration had good reason. Was stealing from everybody to pay for what, half of a mile of wall.
Yeah,
throwing kids in cages. Pooping on subpoenas. Like, I mean, there's a whole laundry list.
Yeah,
I don't think it's reasonable. I'm going to sue you because you're anti.
The Muslim ban, Muslim ban, everything they were suing over, trying to stop it, and were successful in stopping some.
Mm-hmm. But so, what are we gonna? Are the? Oh, Jenny, you froze.
Oh, will any of these? Am I moving? Will any of these Republican attorney generals be successful in their lawsuits in blocking the Biden agenda?
Meanwhile, let me draw us back. It is now March the 21st. He has been in office 2 months. It took them 2 months.
60 days. 60 days.
It does feel like he's been in there a while, because they've been, doing
because they don't have the power in the Senate or the House, they're sticking the AGs on them from the Republican Attorney General Association.
These dweebs. I swear. I can't, Jenny.
Thank you, Pat.
Oh, good vibes. We showed your toys that you sent for Jen, for Artie and Lucy, actually.
Artie and Lucy. The little dragonfly and a little mouse. So cute. I haven't gotten mine yet. Good vibes, because I'm all the way out here in Timbuktu. It takes forever.
Literally the other side of the country. So it's going from Pennsylvania to California.
I get a no. I get that it's going to be struck down and it's going to be losses after losses after losses. There's something here to do with health or growth. There's a sudden rupture. This means it gets cut, and then there's the loss there. No.
It's like their election lawsuit cases.
Yeah.
What are you getting, Johnny?
Tickled. These cards, these are the shuffle tarot, to where they take the image from one card and put it on a different card. So there's the 4 of cups on the 4 of swords, and then there's the 5 of swords, to where they're trying to bully, basically trying to be Republican, like you know how they do.
Yeah.
The people on the 5 of pentacles is here, and they're it's a sad image, but it's like there's the cups they're dragging behind them on the 5 of cups. So this is disappointment and loss.
Johnny, is that the 5 of pentacles with the 8 of? No, wait, that's the 5 of cups.
But the 5 of pentacles, people with the broken leg and the cape, all that thrown out in the cold. So they have loss after loss, basically. And this is the one that kind of made me laugh here. This is, I think she's the world. Yeah, this is on the world. But this is the star. And instead of pouring the water on the ground, she's like spilling it all over herself. She can't figure out how to pour water. So they're in particular 8 of wands. They're kind of trapped. Thank you, Marie, again. And Louis destroy cups. So they're going to have to walk away from this. This is going to take a very long time. It's not going to get anywhere. This is a scheme. 8 is the 8 of pentacles, though, but 7 of pentacles. So no, it's posturing. It's beating the chest, but they're still the gorilla in the cage. They can't get out. You can be as brave and as loud as you want, but you're still trapped in a cage. So it's totally
it's overly emotional response because they lost. The tower's already behind them. They're trying to pick and choose like what to sue about, and they think it brings them to higher ground and helps them have strength. It's a way of bullying, but when it comes down to it, they're trying to cling to power here, but they end up having to walk away and waiting, and they get more anxiety and they come up with more things to fight about. But ultimately, it's their plan of messaging. They're just trying to keep getting the message out there about Biden's policy.
Yeah.
What you getting, Becca?
Oh, I already won. I said that it's going to be losses. And mice is number 23. How many lawsuits are there right now?
I think it was over 40 last I read. Thank you, Brandon.
Crying over sour milk and dirty diapers. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much.
The same Republicans Attorney General Association robocalled people to encourage people to attend the January 6th Stop the Steal rally.
What?
Yes, they had robocallers. So from the Attorney General Association.
Whoa.
So I want to know, will there be any legal repercussions for these attorney generals who put up because there's a National Attorney General Association that both parties belong to, or independents or anybody. But the Republican one robocalled people to attend the rally. Are they going to have any repercussions from that?
My word.
Hello, this is the Republican Attorney Generals Association. You need to go to this insurrection on January 6th so that we can get in all kinds of trouble.
Where did these people get their law license? From Trump University? Like, how do
attorney generals trying to push that big lie about the election.
Oh my gosh.
They tried to distance themselves after the insurrection. Yeah, you think?
I get there is a few, but it's not because of the calls, it's because I think they were there. And for whatever, not for whatever reason, but they have really been capturing people because naturally you went and broke the law and took a picture. So I think here with the 10 of swords, modeled after the 10 of wands, there is a huge loss. There's a man here. There's possibly 2 women. or at least there's a man in the law and then somebody that was with him that was not necessarily part of the Republican AG coalition, but she was just a tag along. But there's at least 3 people here. And yeah, back to that loss again. So
I get 3 people too on the bottom here that get in trouble for it. I get, oh yeah, we've got a different perspective about it now, but yes, we were involved in it in the past, and there's a lot of illumination on it. Someone's already asking questions, but the big lie is sitting right on top of them, and someone of authority putting it out there. So for right now, they're kind of hanging on, but I get their plan was to block the electoral college voting. There's something that somebody did some work with national security on this also, and I get court cases. You get a subpoena. Somebody may lose their law license over this. There's going to be some anxiety, or lose their position as attorney general.
Jenny, there was someone in the chat that was asking, and I'm sorry I didn't catch the name. If it was state AGs or federal AGs that were doing that. It must have been state.
It's state. Yeah, it's state AGs, because remember the ones in Texas that sued about the election in Pennsylvania and all that? It's that group, so it's state level. Yeah.
I get that there is going to be an investigation, and then some significant trials and suffering. So I would, there's going to be some guilty folk.
Yeah.
Guilty folk.
Okay, so I have another question about the insurrection, purely for entertainment purposes only. We know that there were some military people that were involved in it. Are they going to lose their military benefits? Will there be any military people that have already been arrested?
That would be court-martialed, Jenny. They would get court-martialed big time. Big time.
Well, if they're arrested by the FBI, they're not even leaving it to the military.
No, that's not how it works when you're in the military. When you're in the military, and you do something like that, and say the FBI comes in, guess what? You stand trial, and whatever comes your way out of this investigation at the federal level, when you're done with that, then you come over here and deal with us, because we got a whole nother set of stuff. It's not double jeopardy in that when you're active duty. So if they're found guilty on a federal level, then the military will take it up with them.
Mm-hmm. So will any of them be suffering some military consequences?
So active duty military that participated in the insurrection, will they face legal jeopardy?
Lord.
What part of taking that oath did you not understand?
Yeah.
I don't. Oh, yeah. The people that went and participated at the rally.
So military people have security clearance, right? I mean,
yeah,
they like do background checks on them. Yeah. I'm getting they're going to lose security clearance and be out in the cold from their military benefits, causing a lot of anxiety. But like their security stuff is taken away.
It's not just benefits, Jenny. You'll get thrown out on your ass with a dishonorable discharge. You will carry that for the rest of your life. Good luck getting a job at 7-Eleven as a cashier.
Yeah, they're trapped in it, and like they can't continue to work in the military. They're ousted. What are y'all getting? Transferred out of the military.
Mm-hmm. What are you getting, Johnny?
Thank you, Mary,
Um,
and thank you, Brandon. If I didn't catch yours,
it's interesting. The 10 of Wands is modeled after the 10 of Cups, and so this is like coming from inside the house. So this is the actual group that you're supposed to be in harmony with is what's causing your burden. What's interesting here too is the Empress, which is a card of life and abundance and fertility, is actually modeled with the Death card, or the Reaper from the Death card on there. And so your way of life is also ending, and it is coming from your own side. So yes, a lot of them, well, not a lot of them. I got 2 people so far, but yes, there will be some like dual consequence, just like hi Lynn, thank you Prairie. Just like Becca said, you'll go in for one case and then come right out and be in another.
I'm getting you're going to the Brig or you're going to Leavenworth.
or both.
Well, the Brig and Leavenworth, depending on what branch you serve under. There may be people that were stupid enough to be bragging about it to their coworkers, talking about going or traveling to the rally. But it's like it's like these people are so screwed. They're such idiots. Like it's like law. I see pay being diminished. Well, what they do, I don't know if they've changed it, but since I was in, even if you do something stupid and get sent to restriction, they deduct your pay. So let's say, you get arrested by the FBI and you go to court and you don't get one of these Trump judges that sends you home. You get a regular judge. Well, they just gave you 15 years. In that meantime, you're being discharged from the military, no longer active, dishonorable discharge. So your pay is gone. And then when that time is up, you get to go back over here and deal with that, and then they can come back and take your pay even more. Do you see what I'm saying? For the time that you were getting paid while you were doing what you were doing. So it's like, because I see losses to family, losses to property, and it's money. It's bleeding out. So
Thank you, Gigi. Okay, so George Clooney, the actor, is executive producing a documentary on the Ohio State Jim Jordan fiasco scandal. How's that going to impact Jim Jordan? Will it have any impact on Jim Jordan? Because he's working on it right now, a documentary on the Ohio State sexual harassment and stuff.
If I may, for anybody that would enjoy a good laugh to watch Jamie Raskin drag Jim Jordan, because Jim Jordan was talking about cancel culture. And when it came to Jamie Raskin's time, he just gave him a whole list of everything that the Republicans have been trying to cancel for the last God knows how many years. Like,
he's got a brilliant mind.
Oh, yeah.
I love him.
So how will the documentary impact Jim Jordan?
Because it's going to call attention to that scandal that's kind of gotten quiet, right? So it's going to bring it back up again.
I just can't with his voice, man. Like, shut up.
I can't stand him rolling up his sleeves all the time. Can't wear a jacket.
Like, nobody in here is deaf, man. Just shut your mouth or tone it down. Woo. Woo.
It's going to impact him, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Woo. Woo, woo, woo. Let's go, George. What are you getting, Becca?
I'm getting that a lot of people are going to be significantly disappointed and very hurt by I got whipped right in the center of the read. This is your sex and your abuse, something that's chronic. So it's chronic suffering, chronic pain, chronic guilt, and it exposes him. But also, it energizes people that are loyal to him as well. So some might see it as a smear campaign because of this. So I get kind of like a mixed bag. For those that didn't like you, you're going to hate him. For those that didn't like him, are going to hate him even more. For those that love him because he's a bully and he argues and he does whatever, and he's a lapdog to Trump and everybody else, that only gives them more energy. So it's kind of, you know what I mean? So.
What are you getting, Johnny?
I was just looking at it. What was he before? Was he Colonel? He's going to be Colonel Vindman now. Vindman's got a promotion coming. Someone said in the chat, so that's good. Thank you, Sunflower. So I get that there is a inhibition. Someone's inhibiting him from moving forward. I get the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles. There's like going to be a resurgence of why didn't you do this and why didn't you do that? Why didn't you say something? There's going to be like a mother's group here too that's going to come out with a campaign to get him to answer, not necessarily even trying to get him out of office and all these type of things. But this is not something that he needs at the moment, even if he's not running for that in particular seat anymore. But there's something that is going to go very bad for his security with the Two of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. So they're going to attack him at the pocket and the pole, but I think it's like a offshoot of the trying to get an answer from him for what he did not do. You didn't say anything, you didn't take action, you didn't do this, but there's going to be a group that comes after him for that.
Yeah, he's got like the truth will be on him, and he'll say, "Oh, this is an image smear campaign." He'll fight it, but all the lies and subterfuge are going to come out. Judgment's going to come down on him, and it's a sick behavior. Thank you, Larry Buddha Boy. It's a sick behavior, and donors like reducing the amount they're giving to him because of the message that it sends out. And I get like, because he runs every 2 years in the House. People are going to walk away from him, and including the Republican Party. Like people start walking away from him. Could be an ending to his career. All right, go George Clooney.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Glenn Kirshner started a thing, and I shared a video on my community tab. If y'all haven't seen it, go watch it. He started the Democracy Pledge, which is where he's asking corporations to take a democracy pledge to state that the legitimacy of the 2020 election, that it was legitimate, and to not aid those, like don't give donations to those who deny that it was a legitimate and fair election. So what he's doing is he's posting corporations that are taking the pledge, and he's going to post those that refuse also on the website. It's under the website's the D Pledge for the Democracy Pledge. Will they be successful at getting big corporations like Walmart, AT&T,
Delta Airlines is a big one in Georgia. And Coke, what I've seen on the news, are really big in Georgia, and they refuse to be against the voter suppression efforts in Georgia. And there's an entire campaign trying to pressure those companies
Because
to
what
not
Glenn's,
do that.
what Glenn's trying to do is make consumers aware so we can vote where we're going to shop or what brands we're going to buy or whatever based on who takes this pledge. And if somebody doesn't take it, refuses to take it, then we can call them to account by not buying their product.
Yeah.
The sad thing is nobody should force you to do
Will
that.
this have any impact?
You're right, Johnny. Nobody should force you to do the right thing, but all they're thinking about is tax cuts.
Mm-hmm.
Tax cuts and
Like what the taxes used to be, what, 35%. Trump came in, slashed it to 21.
a lot of them don't even have to pay anything.
And then Biden just raised it back. Oh, but he raised it to 28. So it's kind of like, no. Raise it back to 35. Why are you, do you see what I'm saying? They don't care. They're trying to just, it's their bottom line. That's all that they care about, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, Home Depot's based out of Atlanta, and one of their big people on their board is pro-Trump, big time. I refuse to shop there.
I'll go to Lowe's and pay more before I go to Home Depot. Like,
yeah. I think it's the former CEO or chief financial officer. Somebody is really pro-Trump.
I think it was the CEO. Wasn't he forcing the employees to donate to Trump?
Was trying to, yeah, sending out emails trying to get them to, which is a no-no. You're not supposed to.
So let's see. The question was, will Glenn Kirshner's campaign be successful in swaying companies to take the Democratic pledge?
What are y'all getting?
What are you getting, Johnny?
I get there's two men and a woman here. So I get a yes. That's not what it says here, but the reason I get a yes is because what he needs to do right now, just as advice, is make sure that you go to all the big markets and repeat this message. So go to the Colbert, go to the Rachel Maddow, go to the whoever will put you on TV. That way you can say this to a wider audience. Because what I get is what holds them accountable is the consumer, not necessarily him directly, but his efforts is what educated the consumer. So that's why I say yes. Because here with the big money, the 10 of Pentacles meets the Ace of Pentacles. So once their money is threatened, once their image is threatened, then they begin to, okay, it will come. Like I said, nobody should be forced, but you kind of have to in this day and age because you cannot count on a company anymore to do the right thing. And so, yes, it will be successful, but I think he needs a even bigger platform to say this from.
Yeah. Thank you, Stacy B. What'd you get, Becca?
I get that they will be satisfied because they get exposure and it gives them access, perhaps, to new consumers. But like Johnny was saying, he needs a bigger platform because he's small. Here, small. He's significantly small. And perhaps the companies themselves are not necessarily small companies like we would think, mom and pop small companies, but perhaps they're companies that it's not really in our periphery, like Delta and Coca-Cola, and like the big ones. You know what I mean? Yeah. They may be small in that sense, you know? So
far, what I've seen on his website are like more local, like state companies,
Yeah.
so not known nationwide. So the
There you go.
impact will be more within the state as opposed to a national brand like Coca-Cola. I get it burdens the companies because of the message that it puts out, and that people do kind of walk away and abandon some of them. But there's a little bit of treachery in this. I get Glenn's going to end up, and he's a former AG, right? He knows what to expect legally. I get like they're going to, I think 8 companies are going to join together and like sue him over it, but they're going to lose in the courts. They're going to try to say he's doing a bullying tactic from the businessman's perspective. They're going to lose in the courts. So that's pretty funny. It's like, sorry, guys, you don't have a leg to stand on. So Mar-a-Lago had to shut down because they got the COVID.
Bed bugs and COVID. I mean,
bed bugs and COVID. So,
what a lovely place to go.
and down there in Florida, where nobody takes vaccines, and then the idiots that allowed all these tourists to come in there for spring break. That spring break has been out of control for years, and they know they have a high percentage of rapes and molestations and drunkenness and all kinds of crap with spring break. They've needed to get a grip on it for years, but they like the money the kids spend down there. So they tolerate all this just the scenes on the beach, the crowded beaches. It's like, okay, you're all going to get COVID. Nobody's got a mask on the beach. And then when they showed the riot thing that broke out, it's like,
so the mayor in his wisdom is like, I know how I'm going to fix this. Instead of putting in a mandate to wear a mask, no, we're going to have a curfew for 3 days.
Yeah, a curfew. Y'all are free till 8:00 to spread your COVID.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
And then they're all going back to the states they're from. So it's not like it's going to increase cases in Florida. It's going to increase cases everywhere else. So, but back to Mar-a-Lago, closed now. Will Mar-a-Lago reopen this summer? What kind of how long are they going to be shut down? Thank you, Sue. And then I have a follow-up question. Ooh. And that's why we need the follow-up.
I can't with these people, man. I can't. Like Johnny says, I can't.
I super can't.
I just don't understand. They're just contrary for the sake of being contrary.
Yeah.
With no logic at all. It's like, hey, don't put your hand on the hot stove. And they're like, so what? I'm going to do it. It's not freedom. And stick their hand on the hot stove and get 3rd-degree burns. Just because freedom, I mean.
Don't eat yellow snow. They'll eat yellow snow.
Yep. Don't eat brown snow. They'll put that stuff on a freaking popsicle stick.
What's the big idea? It's chocolate. I know it.
I have the best chocolate.
Oh, mercy.
What are you getting, Johnny?
The 5 of Pentacles. Now, they say it's partially shut down on some article I was reading. I don't know what part's not shut down. Maybe the golf course is open.
I think the golf course is still open.
Okay, but then it's shut down because you can't stay there. So anyways, the 5 of Pentacles. So he's still kicked out, pushed out in the cold. The 6 of Pentacles. So it's going to hurt financially because, some people still want to go there. I think the people who goes there, okay. The 3 of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles. So this might be for the next few weeks. There might be a little I don't get the card that says payoff, but there might be one that would allow him to open in 3 weeks. Like we steamed the curtains, so we're COVID free now all of a sudden. But there's the Ace of Cups, the Five of Cups, so there's his loss. But there's a new person involved, and I think thank you, Marie, again. I think they might get paid by him.
I already have a follow-up question that my cards are answering, so I'm going to ask you guys. What are you getting, Becca?
I get a man is suffering, but when I say contract, I'm talking about like not a contract that you sign like an agreement, but there's a man that is suffering and the suffering contract here. So it ends here with this. Yeah, he'll find a solution to his problem to alleviate the suffering, which will result in people contracting. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he'll find a loophole somehow and people will contract it and suffer.
Well, he's been losing contracts to people on memberships. People have been canceling their memberships. So I have the devil on the bottom, which tells me there's some bigger corruption. So I'm not going to tell you what I got yet. I'm going to ask my follow-up because my cards are answering the follow-up. Was this more than just COVID? Was there a bleeding because he had lost so many memberships and stuff that it wasn't worth staying open? He couldn't afford to stay open? Why? Or was it purely COVID?
There's my boyfriend. Oh. The Mar-A-Lago shut down for other reasons other than COVID.
You're knocking stuff off. Yeah, questions are from the community tab and also questions I had myself or Becca or Johnny had. We come up a lot of times with some of our own questions, like this one. This is one of mine.
Here's another thing. Biden should send his people over there, and that presidential seal that Trump thought would be cute to hang all over Mar-A-Lago, rip that crap out right now because that's against the law.
Thank you, Caroline.
Thank you, Caroline. What are you getting, Johnny?
10 of Pentacles meets the 7 of Swords. There's something else going on in the business. The 6 of Swords and the Ace of Swords, there's a strategy meeting here, too, with that 7 of Swords about how to move forward. There's the Justice, so they need to maintain balance. There's a reassessing, though. What is 12? 12 is the Knight, so that's the Knight of Swords. They hemorrhaged clients very quickly with the Knight of Swords and the 3 of Pentacles, people who were supposed to be collaborating in the business. That is a little piece of it, but there is also something going on in the business itself and its network. So it's like the total sum of his businesses. So maybe the Durrell property and the Trump hotel, casino, crab bar, whatever's in New York, that thing too. Like there's a whole system of things that need to be reassessed at the moment.
Like who would shut down a resort during spring break, even though young people don't go there? The older people that take their kids down there would.
Like it's more than COVID. It's even more than just people leaving. It's his whole operation needs to be reassessed. Maybe he's going to file for bankruptcy again.
We got them in the grand tableau, Johnny. Bankruptcy and losing money.
Well,
what you getting, Becca?
I got Stork, Bear Tower, Garden, Crossroads. There's a change at the executive level of the institution and the network for the park itself, and not just that park, but several parks here. Not just a change with the executives. I don't know if this has something to do with the guy that manages his money, because this is finances, Weisselberg or whatever, because right in the center of it, courts and the law. So there's changes with the banks, there's changes with the people at the top that manage the network and the institution, but it's not just that one, it's several. Also here, the finances for the actual park right there. So I don't know if this would be like holding rallies or holding other things where people can socialize and network. Have several of those, but even still, it's like right in the center of it, you got tower. This is your, this would be right here. Bear Tower Garden, finances for an institution that oversees the public, IRS. So
he would never have a rally there because he knows he doesn't pay himself.
Not just a rally, but like some sort of where a lot of people gather to party, besides it being literally a park. So like, say, what's her name, Lara Trump, if she was to have a thing,
Mar-A-Lago.
a charity thing where loads of money come in. See what I'm saying? But the IRS is here too. So yeah, I get major corruption about this. It's like surprise here, and I get something specifically with Melania too, but there's backstabbing already in the past, people canceling their memberships, as well as there's new actions, things we're learning. Thank you, Joanne. New things that we're learning about his taxes, and he's having a rough time here and trying to strategize. There's money news that he's trapped in about how he shifted money around. This is all going through the courts. So he is heavily burdened right now at Mar-A-Lago. It's like he can't do anything with his money to keep Mar-A-Lago open.
We got Garden too, and we got Bear Tower Garden. So the executives at the institution that hold parties, a financial institution that oversees the public, so IRS, executives at an institution that hold parties. Isn't the RNC?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they get some sort of a thing there for him?
The RNC, the NRSE, and the other one.
That goes. It's going to go this way and every other way because it ended in the crossroads. That's an action. It's like they leave. Like something happens and they have to split from that network because it's.
So Jennifer Weisselberg, Alan's ex-daughter-in-law, who's in the process of divorcing his son, has been to New York several times testifying about Alan Weisselberg. Let's look at Alan. Like, will this make him flip? Because he was under that, what is that? Immunity thing. But is she going to call to light any lies so that he loses his immunity? I guess is the question. Will he lose his immunity?
Will Weisselberg lose immunity?
Mm-hmm. It's interesting. Mary Trump, Jennifer Weisselberg, all these dissed relatives are coming out of the woodwork.
Ooh.
There will be a new report about his messaging. Like what he has told a lie I don't want to say he loses immunity, even though it says yes, but it feels like he won't lose immunity. He's going to have to reassess his situation too, to where it's like, okay, come back in and please understand that we know that you know what we know. So if you tell another lie, then it's over or something like that. But there's going to be a rehashing of his deal possibly. But I do get the yes. But I think it's just going to be something else.
Or they're able to get more information out of him.
Because he was not forthcoming the first time.
What you getting, Becca?
Letter, coffin, heart. Is this something? Did he get immunity from the Mueller report? Because it's a report that ended something.
No, it was just from the Southern District of New York. I think
Southern District of New York gave him immunity, not Mueller, because there's a report here that is closed or a report that could literally be blacked out, redacted. Okay, but it ends here with the heart. So it's kind of like it's kind of like yeah. I don't know how that would happen. Because letter mirrors over to heart, so that would be like a Valentine's Day card, an invitation, something like that. But a loving message, a message of generosity, or something like that. But it's kind of yes.
The lady before Letitia James, what was her name? Barbara something?
Yearbook, somebody, I forget.
Yes, she's the one that gave the immunity to him if he cooperated. So Cy Vance's district did not give him immunity, from what I understand. It was only Southern District of New York. I get, Alan, come back in. We're going to revisit this. You worked for him. You worked for the corporation. You know all the details. You're hoarding something. You're holding something very close to your chest. They're going to send him rocking and rolling off balance. They're going to ask him about Melania and Trump and the boys and things that he lied about and how he worked with them to lie about things and how they were able to live the lifestyle partying when they had no money. And it's going to be a big old breakthrough. But I get like he's going to offer up something. Alan's going to offer up something on the corporation and on the family. And he's still going to be trying to protect himself in it.
The best people. The best people. Like he has the best criminals, really. And I'm actually surprised he's gotten away with it for this long, because New York has known how horrible and corrupt Trump has been for decades, and they didn't lift a finger to do anything against him. It took him almost destroying democracy for people to be like, okay, that's enough, and even then he may still walk. We'll see.
So Trump's 757 is sitting parked in upstate New York, broken. Needs probably over $1 million in repairs, and he's been flying around on Air Force One. Well, now, he doesn't get that. Is he too broke to fix it?
So let's get this straight. Within a month. No, let's go. Let's within 2 months. You lose your job, your resort gets shut down, and your plane is broken.
Mm-hmm.
His plane's been broken, but he had Air Force One, so it's just sitting there, wasting away now.
Gotcha.
Does Trump does he have the money to fix it, or is he too broke to fix it?
I think people think that karma should put him in jail. But karma does what it wants to do. You're not in charge of that.
In the 1980s, he bought what was at the time the world's largest yacht, and Jamal Khashoggi's father, was it his father was the one that helped Trump get this super yacht, and then he started filing bankruptcy and had to turn around and sell it.
It's like everything for him is for show.
Yeah.
Everything's a show. He will never, like, who bankrupts a casino, man? Like, you gotta be the dumbest person on the planet to bankrupt a casino. You like Hollywood, sit down and watch like Ocean's 11 or something.
I mean, his dad had to take, casino chips down there to pay for the casino debts that he had. It's like several times.
It's also illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
does Donald Trump have the money to pay for the repairs on his airplane?
Because it's just sitting there on the tarmac. He couldn't go out and buy a small jet. No, he bought a 757.
I mean, really, dude.
With his name plastered all over. It's like you couldn't go buy a small jet. You had to go buy.
Oh my God, this moron. It's like he doesn't even think about the cost of maintenance on something like that.
It's got, leather and gold and crap all throughout it.
A gold toilet on the airplane. Like, why not?
Yeah. Flush your money away.
What a buffoon.
I'm laughing already.
What are you getting, Johnny?
So in the tarot, you can program your cards to basically say what you want them to say or need them to say based upon your in particular reading styles. In the tarot, I have a card for traveling over the land, which is the Chariot card because it looks like a car. And then for over the water, there's a 6 of Cups because there's actually people traveling over the water. And then for the air, I have the 8 of Wands. And so this would be his aeroplane. And then there is his tower.
Which actually looks more like a broomstick.
And his tower has broken his plane. And so is going to sit there because he ain't got no money. So this is trying to win at all costs. Now, mind you, what's going to happen is he's going to pull a Creflo Dollar. He's going to get the money from his supporters in the RNC. But right now he is out of balance with the 2 of Pentacles. He doesn't really know how to get the money up. Thank you, Marie, again. But here in the end with the Devil card, he's going to steal it. That's the only way he's going to get his money. But his plane broken. He need batteries, AAA, AA. I don't know which one you need, but
engines. Thank you, Marie, again.
I'm gonna be a jerk.
Because I am too.
I get birds, dog, storks, stars, and writer. I get that he's going to call his friend that's always a celebrity that's talking about stuff that changed moving forward. So I'm getting that he's probably going to call the My Pillow guy and ask him for a loan.
Or Kanye. It just came out that Kanye was worth like $4 billion or something.
He's going to call My Pillow guy or Kanye and start a GoFundMe. And no, he doesn't have the money. He's going to have to ask for it.
Yeah, we've been here before because Trump's a broke ass loser. And he is burdened. And the only way he's going to get it is to steal it because he doesn't have it. He's got to manipulate to get it. And it's like he's going to reach out to somebody that's a supporter of his. Yeah. He's going to be like, look, it needs, 2 new engines. Here's all the work it needs done on it. And he's going to try to hang on to it. But everything gets out of balance. I think it causes him so much anxiety. It's like he can't travel on it, that he ends up having to sell it to someone else. It's My Pillow guy. You want a plane? I'll sell it to you cheap.
Yeah. I'm telling you guys, he's really freaking stupid. Like, do you not see the other grifters, the televangelist? They have a whole scheme going. That guy conned his entire church into buying him a plane that he crashed within a week or two, and then convinced his people in his church that Jesus crashed that plane because Jesus wanted him to have a bigger one. And those idiots fell for it and bought him a plane. And that's all a write-off because he's a church guy. You would think Trump would be smart and just say, like, I'm going to start a church and not pay taxes on anything.
Thank you, Sue. Okay, so going back to the insurrection, did Mike Pence know about it prior to January 6th? Because now he's like, I love Trump. They were coming for it. Did he know the extent?
Did Mike Pence know about the insurrection?
Mike Pence was president for like 2 weeks there. He had to come out and make all the statements. He had to be the grown-up in the room. He was the one in front of the camera.
Trump hid in his bunker in the White House.
When that fool done put a target on your back,
They erected gallows for you. Was it all for show, or was Mike Pence aware, or was he truly in danger?
Mercy. Oh, Lord, okay. I want to say he did not know all the details. Now, what's funny, I guess Dick chooses the reading again. This Shuffle Tarot. So the first card I get is the King of Cups. This would be the supportive person for Donald Trump, and the devil is on it, sitting in the King of Cups chair. Now he's here. That's the devil sitting in the King of Cups chair. He's the King of Cups today.
Oh, God.
What's interesting, where is the devil in this deck? He is on the King of Cups. So who's on the devil card? The Fool. Like a king. And his little lapdog is chained to him there.
That could be Lindsay, though.
Oh, my God.
So it's kind of like, I don't think he knew exactly what was going on, but I think it would be insane to not think that he didn't know something. Like he knew they were going to start some sort of maybe violence, maybe a rally, maybe kicking up, thank you, Sandra, kicking up some sort of steam, some sort of ilk, some sort of garbage with the Seven of Cups, trying to plant horrible messages, trying to plant disastrous messages. This is something he did not mind because he didn't say nothing about it. And so he was still complicit in Donald Trump going out there saying and doing horrible, stupid things. And then who's on the Fool card is the Hierophant, the religious one. So there is this deck was made for this reading, I think.
Yeah, I get like he didn't accept what was offered to him, but he was stuck in the middle of this. So I think he knew partially what was going on, but he was always going to secure Biden. He was always going to secure him in the election and complete that. He abandoned something that Trump wanted him to finish, and his supporters. He walked away from it. So I don't think he knew everything that was planned, and I think he was lied to about some of it. But at the same time, it's like he kind of turned his back on the loser for a little while, and then he comes back out like in support of him as Queen of Pentacles, like trying to be practical. But that relationship's coming to an ending. There's still backstabbing going on. I don't think he was completely aware how bad it was going to be.
I get book key mice. He had knowledge. He didn't know the details because ultimately he ended up crapping his pants.
Needed some depends, did he?
Yeah. So it's like, didn't he have his family there too?
Yes.
So I don't think he would have brought his family if they knew that Trump was planning an insurrection and then turn around and put a bullseye on his back and say, the only reason we didn't win is because that guy didn't overturn the election, which he has no power to do. You know, so he knew something. What's that, Johnny?
Why was his family there?
His family was there.
Why were they there?
For the whole like ceremonial thing to certify the vote, to certify the electoral college vote.
It was going to be the last big act that Pence did as VP.
Mm-hmm. So I get that he knew about it. He didn't know the details. So he probably thought, oh, Trump's just going to hold a rally. And it's like, you've been around this evil man for 4 years. You didn't think he was going to sick those people on you? You've seen him sick them on everybody else. You just saw what happened. Where was it, in Minnesota or Wisconsin, when the crazies were planning to overthrow the government over there and take that lady and hold a trial? He did all that. Like, I don't know.
So the filibuster, are the Dems going to dismantle it? Because, Moscow Mitch is threatening a scorched earth Senate if they do. It's like, well, you've been scorched earth for 30 years, so I say go for it. And even Biden's saying, yeah, it needs to be adjusted.
I seen a question in the community post. Is the GOP Dorian Gray and Mitch McConnell is the portrait? He's showing his wear and tear, that is for sure.
Filibuster.
So what was the question again?
The filibuster, will they dismantle it? Or modify it?
You got Lindsey Graham over there already saying that he's going to like block everything till they have to shut down the government if they dare to get rid of the filibuster.
Yeah, he'll talk till he's blue in the face or whatever.
God, that guy's such a chihuahua. I'm sorry to chihuahuas, man, but
I say make him talk till he drops on his feet.
Mm-hmm. If he gonna say it, make him prove it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a yes after some negotiations. Like they got to make, because they're not even 100% with the Dems in support of it. They had like 6 or 7 Dems that weren't in support. Feinstein came around yesterday, I think it was, saying she'd support revisiting it.
Fine. God, I can't wait. I can't wait till she's gone.
They're getting a different perspective on it now. And they're looking at the structure of it, and they're working together on the structure of it. But there's also big money behind this. So whether that's lobbyists or whatever, it's going to, I've got waiting right now, but then I'm like changing it. They're nervous about it, but changing it, making it a new law or something. But they're having to negotiate with some people that are outside, away from, like, that don't want to change the filibuster. But I get a big old yes, and that they secure things for Biden, that it helps them secure things. It's going to be a little bit of a leap of faith, but I get they do complete successfully changing it. It's going to take a little bit of time, though. Are you getting a yes or no, Becca? You
I
getting
get that. I get tree, fox, book. So there's something there that is growing or is solid and secure, deeply rooted. Okay, they're going to have to be very, 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 very smart and weaselly and manipulative, and use their smarts to get around it, because this stays. It's deeply rooted. And then here's your being smart and manipulative, and here's using your knowledge. I get a no. We're going to have to find a workaround, which I don't even know what that would be, but.
I get 9 of Pentacles. There's security here, that it's secure, and then I get the Sun. So the Queen of Wands, the King of Wands, the Knight of Wands, these are all people. The 5 of Swords is how it ends. In order for this to be changed, you're going to have to step in the bully pulpit and force it, or force a change, or you're going to force something with the 5 of Swords. There is a possible manipulation. I don't think it's an eradication completely. I think it's a manipulation, kind of like, just for example, you have a filibuster representative on each side. You get one Democrat, one Republican. They're the only ones who can exercise the filibuster, and they can only do it once per calendar year or something like that. So it's like you're going to have to make some little weird rule or something of that nature. Like it's going to be modified. But the Wheel of Fortune and the 4 of Wands states that not in this administration. I don't think this is something that happens.
So they're going to have to manipulate it somehow.
Yeah. And that's what I was getting to. Like there's a change to it.
Yeah, I was getting fox right in the middle.
It changes.
The Sun card and Wheel of Fortune, there's a change done to it.
I get that it stays, but they're going to have to be smart and manipulate around it.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how that.
Or manipulate it somehow, like modify it a little.
Yeah.
Rules and the parameters and all of that. Because it's going to be there, because even Democrats like it, I guess. But they're going to have to change how you use it.
So there's over 243 or 253 voting rights bills out there in the different states. Are they going to get the voting rights bill passed in the Senate? There's
voting the voter suppression bills that are trying to get passed
at the state level. The only way to override them is to get the HR1 or HS1. They're calling it in the Senate, HS1.
Will HS1 go through?
Will they find a way to get it through? Because what's it been? 60 years?
The gerrymandering Republicans are like, oh no, we can't do that. That's gerrymandering for the Democrats to pass something that allows people to actually vote.
Okay. Okay.
To me, that's going to be the most, besides COVID relief, that's going to be the most important legislation for them to push through if we ever stand a chance of stopping this suppression.
I just can't believe the lawyer for the RNC in Arizona came out and was like, it's a zero-sum game. We'll be at a disadvantage. Like he admitted it to the Supreme Court, to Amy Covid Barrett over there. Like, we need to do this, or we have no other way to win. So
we have to fix and rig elections to win.
Yeah. Okay.
That, never mind that they should redo their platform, like create a platform, have an agenda that your constituents are in agreement with. Then you wouldn't have to rig everything to win all the time.
Yeah. You know what? Send out mailers.
Do something for your people instead of hurting them all the time.
Send out mailers with a Ku Klux Klan hat because that's all you stand for. You don't stand for the working poor. You don't stand for civil rights. You don't stand for gay rights. You don't stand for LGBTQ rights. You don't stand for women's. You stand for nothing other than racism.
Yeah.
So
Can't even stand for Asian rights, in the wake of a killing.
Nothing.
Voting rights bill. This is the John Lewis bill. Is it getting through?
What are you getting, Johnny?
Annoyed. That's what I'm getting. Like, why are we still fighting for voting rights in 2021?
Because they have no other way to win, Johnny. They have no other way to win.
Why is it that it seems this way. I know there is. Why is there just seems like there's nobody saying, how dare you try to take voting rights from people? How dare you even come out and okay, to answer the question though, will it pass? Yes, I think there's going to have to be an abuse of power though, with the Emperor card and the Sun. So there's going to have to be a boot on the neck of the snake in order for this to pass. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that you need to put the boot on the neck of a Republican. Because if you have a 50-50, then Kamala's going to come in and be on the Dem side. You need to make sure your own side is falling in line too. And so there's going to be an ending here with the 10 of Swords and the 8 of Wands. There is going to be an ending to this messaging about we need to stop people from voting with the 4 of Pentacles. Thank you, Marie, again. But there is going to have to be some force. There's going to have to be some hair on the chest in this one with the Emperor card. So you cannot go in with the kid gloves. So yes, it'll pass, but it'll have to be some force. If you can't get up the cojones to do it, then no.
Yeah, it's going to take some sort of manipulation and a lot of talking. There's going to be a lot of changes. It's going to take some time. There's going to be a lot of changes. Like I get change here with the death card, breaking it up somehow because the Republicans always do that. Like, oh, we want to change this. Oh, we want to change this. And then they still don't vote for it. They try to get the higher ground and then they're still like short on the votes. And then somebody's blocking. It's hard work. And then it's like they finally get commitments and the strength to do it. And I get the justice. They get the votes. But it's going to get reworked a zillion times, I feel like. So it'll probably, if they rework it in the Senate, it'll have to go back to the House, and then it has to go back to the Senate. What you get?
They all voted against giving Capitol police officers medals and awards for basically defending the Capitol on that day. 12 Republicans voted. Surprise, surprise, the Quackanon lady was one of them, and so was that Neanderthal Matt Gaetz. They voted against paychecks for everybody, but now are taking all the credit for the COVID relief checks that are going out. Oh, we helped. No, you didn't. Y'all voted against it, and now it's like, well, we can't win unless we cheat. So I get it does go through. I get ring, fox, and fish. There's going to have to be some sort of sneaky manipulation, fraudulent agreement sort of thing to get the abundance and get the prosperity and get the numbers, get the majority here. But again, it's going to have to be manipulated. They're going to have to be smart about it on how they do it. But it's like they have the abundance, the prosperity. They have the numbers to do it. So...
never mind.
What, Johnny?
No.
It's our most basic, fundamental constitutional right is to vote.
But they don't.
I don't even understand why they keep getting elected. I mean, I know the cheating, but there's actual people who legitimately go in and tick the Republican's name, and I'm thinking to myself, like, everything that you do, everything that you need, they are against.
Yep. Because they want your money to go to your corporate overlords. I don't care if you live in a single wide trailer that's got 30 holes and a falling roof.
There should not be a single solitary Republican in the American government, period. Nowhere.
At the state levels. Did you see what they did in Florida against Marco Rubio? I think it was. There was a guy, A something or other. I forget what is, like A Santos. They registered somebody as J Santos so it would appear on the ballot, running also to confuse people so that the A person wouldn't get as many votes.
Is that the guy that's going to jail for creating a fake straw man? Because there's a senator, not in the federal senator, like senator in the state of Florida, for the state, that is going to prison because of a huge. They talk about we commit voter fraud. We're the masters of voter fraud. This guy is going to jail because he created a fake straw man to manipulate the voters.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
They know, like, their lows know no limits. they just can't go low enough.
No.
The first thing they always want to do, stop voting, cut Medicare, cut Social Security, cut food stamp. Everything people want to do or people need to do, cut that. And then let's give tax breaks to the people who put me in office.
But Johnny, that's what I don't understand. There's so many Republicans that love their Medicare and their Social Security, and they'll tell, keep your government hands off my Social Security.
And then go in and vote
for the guy that just said, I'm going to cut your Social Security.
That's the part I don't get. I mean, I get it, but tribalism, but good Lord.
Okay, I know we've asked this before, but now we've got Merrick Garland in place. Is anything going to happen with the Mueller sealed indictments? Under Garland. I think there were 14 sealed indictments, if I remember right.
There is something specifically, yes is the answer, but there is something specifically for Donald Trump and possibly one of his children. I get the Wheel of Fortune and the Hierophant. So this was definitely going to come back around. No choice. This was almost kind of like it was sealed for the next person to come in because the people at the time were not going to do anything about it because Mueller said, I'm not going to charge, but I'll leave it up to Congress. Congress, of course, wasn't going to do anything. And so now that there is someone in who could. The Ace of Cups and the Six of Swords. There is a new person coming in who will move forward with these indictments. The Sun, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Lovers. So there will be some transparency here too. There's also people in certain places, kind of like New York, that will also be benefiting from this information. Like-minded people, they also have a like agenda too. And so there's the devil in the end. So I clarified, and then I got the Fool and the Page of Swords. So Donald Trump and possibly one of his kids, or just bad news for Donald Trump, whatever the case may be. But yes. Now, it's not a redacted document, it's an indictment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means it's a charge. So this could possibly be one of the first ones we see against old Donnie.
What you getting, Becca?
A child that met with a woman. Junior, it was blocked by an executive to keep it hidden and undercover to achieve a goal. That would be your William Barr and Donald Trump. Shut it down, keep it under seal. But it has to do with a child that met with a woman.
So my Fool card in the Page of Swords, that Fool Junior. Is that what that
I'm going to say it has, it's related to Michael Cohen and Stormy Daniels, because it's something that was blocked about a woman. And like they were trying to break it down, it's now going to come forward and burden. There were 3 involved in this. So working together on this. So if that was like Michael Cohen, Trump, and Don Jr. And Trump are the ones that's names were on the checks, right? Yeah, those are going to charge in. And it was something that they tried to cover up. Also something they tried to cover up about Russia is going to put Trump in defense mode. So there's 7 of Cups, and I've got this is coming in quickly, the indictment, the first one, 8 of Wands. I feel like there's 7 or 8 of the 14 that are going to go through.
I would just, oh Lord, I need to learn how to remote view. Like I want to go in Bob Mueller's mind when he was going through all that garbage and just seeing, oh my God. It's like he's just uncovering all these things. I want to see all that.
I think, doing sealed indictments, meeting with the grand jury and doing sealed indictments was all he could do when he had William Barr there that he knew wouldn't prosecute, wouldn't prosecute anybody. So the smartest thing he did was put him in sealed indictments and let the judge hang on to them. I believe Amy Berman Jackson's the one hanging on to them. So is Garland going to meet with Mueller?
Is Merrick Garland going to meet with
Mueller?
Okay.
I did a no, I didn't. It was something else. I did a reading to see if the Mueller report would resurface during these 4 years. That was a yes, but let's see. I don't think he'd have to. I mean, he don't have to. I'm pretty sure he's pretty thorough, but I would want to. Kind of horse's mouth thing. I get a yes. Initially, we won't know, but it'll come out possibly weeks later. But I get the High Priestess and the Hangman, the first 2 cards, saying that he needs more light shed on certain things, or he may need, phone numbers, emails, contacts of certain people that you talk to so I can talk to them as well. And like I said, there's also this thing of shared information to where I need to get something together that I can send to New York or DC or whatever the case may be. But it is about the past with the 6 of Cups. So Yes, they will be having a good old conversation. Talk about Bill Barr while you're there too.
Oh yeah, that's so cool. I get a yes. I get stars, key, and storks. Yeah, it's like he's seeking guidance for something very significant that changed, or it moved, or it improved. Like something gets elevated and improved, but he goes to him for guidance on something like that.
Yeah,
So,
I get something changed too, Becca. Like something changed because Mueller thought he was done. It was over. The challenges, he's going to be burdened by this. But it's directly involving Trump and the Justice Department and the structure of the Justice Department too. He wants to talk to him about that. And how he worked with them. It's like revisiting, reconnecting, revisiting, and looking at all the details and the legacy of the work. And then bringing forward the healing and the completion with, here they are, those sealed indictments, and maybe investigating somebody else that they've been watching.
I just don't understand how any reputable law firm saw exactly how dirty William Barr was on the world stage, and they're like, we want to hire that guy.
They're dirty.
Nobody else can find a job. Everybody's unemployed. I mean, what's her face? Kelly McEnany, I guess, is a contributor on Fox News now.
That's where they all go.
That's where they all go, because nobody with any decency will hire you. So what in the world made that law firm look at Bill Barr and go, that's our guy. That's our guy.
That's the one. So Rachel Maddow Thursday night reminded everybody that Devin Nunes had received a package from the Russian guy, Andrei Derkach. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it right. That's the guy that was also photographed over and over with Rudy, who was supposed to be giving Rudy stuff on Hunter Biden, purely for entertainment purposes only, YouTube. Anyway, Devin Nunes received a package from Derkach, and it was a stack of unknown materials. Well, first of all, if you get something from a known Russian agent, you're supposed to turn it over to the FBI, which he did not do. And he's the top Republican on the Intelligence Committee. And Derkach and the Russia that also, like, they had put out on OAN, they had put out an anti-Biden documentary that was highly successful in keeping people from voting for Biden.
So if you're watching OANN, there's no way you're going to be voting for Biden anyways. That's like that's quacking on the TV over there.
Sure.
Like,
so first, I want to look at what was in Devin Nunes' package from them, from Andre, and second, we'll look at it if there's some implications for him. Devin Nunes, what was in your package? I don't think it was wine. Thank you again, Marie. Nunes also ran over to that other guy that's held up in Austria, Bertash or whatever his name is. What's in the package? Stacks and stacks of materials. What was in the materials?
I have no idea. I get something about glass. There is something about glass, and it comes from overseas, naturally. With the world card, And the other two won't make sense because it just said to me, there's something in there about glass. Or maybe they're buying his some interest in his little wine thing or something. I didn't know. Oh, you're muted, Becca.
Oh, sorry. I was saying you were saying glass, and I was saying that, you know, because with the Lennies you can read it literally or metaphorically or symbolically. So it's like I got snake, ring, and mountain. So the ring is something, it's commitments, contracts, promises, marriage, but it's also something of value, and it could quite literally be like jewelry and rocks or stones or something that looks like jewelry that could be that looks like glass that you would put on jewelry. Does that make sense? But I'm also getting that it was a false promise or a false agreement to delay and obstruct something. And there's a generous abundance, independence, consulting, shopping. There was lying about delays and something to do with shopping or some sort of a transaction, money.
There's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. There's money here.
There's a lot of money. There's a lot of. Sorry.
I'm sorry, but I'm getting that it's not money like you would keep in your bank account. It's like it comes from this. It's something else that's valuable, but on its face, it's not money. Does that make sense? So when John,
it could be like diamonds or jewels or something.
Kind of like they're buying interest into him to where they're not necessarily giving him cash, but he's on the hook for them for whatever.
Because it's a false agreement. It's a treacherous agreement here. It's a lie. This whole agreement is a lie, and it's a betrayal. But it's for something that he values, and it gets him money somehow. But it's money. See what I'm saying?
It's money, and I think it's oligarch money, like to make him victorious and help him get the votes, but also some sort of interest in an overseas business or something to help change his image. This is crazy. It's definitely something overseas. But they also were bullying him. So it's kind of like blackmail, like we're going to take an action on you if you don't, transition our way. There's thievery involved, and there's a hidden Republican agenda. So thank you, Jewel. They're stealing. It's like stolen money.
I wonder if they're using his winery to funnel. What do you call that?
It's Russian money. Let's ask: are they laundering money through his winery?
Because this is in this deck. Maybe the deck chooses the reading. This is a beehive. Like this is a closed knit circuit. So these people are working together, but they're on the same side. But outside of the beehive, you see one picture, but in the inside, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. That's what I think.
So are they using his stuff to launder money? Do you see that, Jenny? I'm on StreamYard and I can't get it off.
Yeah, I think they're
moderators on it.
Yeah,
they got it.
Thank you, moderators. And I don't get Bitcoin for the people in the in the chat. I did not get Bitcoin. It's not that. It's not
that he is. So that never pops up in my
to me, like it could be an investment in his family business, which would be the winery. So is he laundering money for Russia through the winery?
That's probably where I get glass from.
Yeah.
Is Devin Nunes laundering money
through his winery?
Is Devin Nunes laundering money for the Russians through his winery? Not crypto either, Debbie. It's not that. How is this guy not even being investigated by the FBI or the House Intel Committee?
Well,
do you remember when what was his name? Not Adam Schiff. Eric Swalwell called him out in the middle of a hearing when he was the House committee, Intelligence Committee chairman. He was like the head guy, and Eric Swalwell was beneath him. He called him out on all his bullcrap, and he's just sitting there like, how is this guy even still on committees?
We'll read on that next. Is he being investigated? It's there's no way he should be on it. What are you getting, Johnny? Is he laundering money? Because I got my money laundering card here in the past from foreign leaders. Steady supply of money.
I'm going to say
Trump too.
Mind you, I didn't get any Pentacles. Well, I got the 2 of Pentacles. That don't count. It's like more than that or different than that, but it's that too. Like, yes, there is some foreign money in his possession and his business and his whatever, because if you are going to operate something, it kind of feels like a protection money type thing. Hey, if you're going to operate in this neighborhood, if you're going to operate in our sphere, then we want in, and if we don't get in, then you're going down or something like that. But this is like the high priestess here, but the sun card is on it, or the little from the sun and the horse. But there is something deeper. This is a little deeper.
There's more to it, because it's not just the money, because I'm getting also to block votes, to cause people to have to leave the government,
because he's getting resources. He's getting information. He's getting access to people. He's getting all kinds of little bitty things. He's getting other stuff other than just money.
He's getting contracts too.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do a deeper dive on this next week.
I'm getting that it's almost like it's like online trolls or something like that. Do you see what I'm saying? Where those people are helping to bolster him and the GOP, like misinformation. But it's abuse that happens. Propaganda, and it happens online and with celebrities on news stations. So it's almost like that sort of thing.
We're going to go a smidgen overtime. Let's look real quick. Is the FBI investigating Nunes? And then I got 2 funny questions. Or we'll have to go live later in the week and do a deep dive on Devin Nunes. Maybe do a grand tableau on him, Becca. And it's funny, he's very quiet right now. Like he's letting Lindsay and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Holly and all those guys talk. He's
If you ever
very,
babysit a kid, then the moment they get quiet, that means they're tearing up something.
yeah. So is the FBI investigating him?
They should be. There is, I did only pull 3 cards, but I don't get yes just yet. However, once someone else here with the King of Swords, is he an air sign? Well, I don't know. Once whoever this person is looked at, then he becomes the new horizon. So it's like once you start to pay attention to this person, you can't help but to look at him as well. So as of right now, I don't see an investigation, but I think there is one coming. It's just not right this moment.
I think there is one coming too, because like they're planning it, but I don't see it like getting off the ground yet. Like there's support for it because of his contracts and where he got his money and suspected money laundering crowning the reading. It's going to take some time though here. I do get justice and looking at other people he worked with or had a bond with. So it's going back a little ways. So they're going to have to dig up some records on this dude.
Oh, thank you, Gene. Yeah, he is an air sign, so that was him.
What you get?
Mountain Birds book. And then I pulled clarifiers, stars, heart, bouquet. Yes. And it has to do with he was in a meeting. He was on a phone call. He was in a meeting, and it had something to do about something being blocked or delayed. And he had knowledge of it, and he kept it undercover. He kept the lid on it. So I'm wondering if this goes back to the Ukraine deal.
Yeah.
Where he was extorting, because there's a blockage here, a delay, a meeting and a phone call, and then a secret, and he had knowledge of it. So, and then there's a new direction. There's passion, and then there's satisfaction here. So yes, I don't know when this happens, but it's looking like quite possibly something to do with Ukraine, maybe.
Yeah. Thank you, Joel and Sandra. Okay, funny question. I got 2 funny ones. When Melania finally leaves DJT, what is she going to miss the most about him?
And this question comes from Allie P. So thank you, Allie P.
Thank you again, Peggy, for my shirts. Plural.
When Melania leaves Trump, what will she miss the most about him?
Not a damn thing. It's like when it's over, it's over. The world completion. Be done with it.
She's gonna miss how hopeful he was that he would get steady money from friends. Because he didn't have any. What'd you get, Becca?
I get stars, dog, man. So there's Trump. House, woman. What is she going to miss the most? Quite possibly the celebrity and the loyalist. Even though she's kind of private because it's house woman. So she's kind of private. So she may, there's one property in particular that she may miss. But it comes from him. So it's more like a house, not so much family, because I doubt she likes the kids. She hates Melania. So it's probably a property, one in particular that she's going to miss. I don't know if that's the home in New York or what, but.
So a couple of weeks ago, we did a video with Tea with Karen. Oh shoot, what's her name? The other lady?
Wilma.
And in the after show, as we call it, after the live, Karen was showing us her beautiful cats. She has 2 beautiful ragdolls. And Becca wants to know if Artie dumped her for Karen's cats.
Yeah, I'm going to set the point out because I think I got dumped.
Did her little boyfriend dump her, Johnny?
5 of Pentacles out in the cold.
Yep, I told you. I got dumped.
You lost him.
And then after that, 8 of Cups walking away.
I got dumped.
And then the Empress and the death card is on the Empress.
I got 2 new ones to party with.
I got dumped by Artie. Artie, dang it.
Oh, mercy.
Lord have mercy. Oh, and by the way, we're did you want to, I don't know, if somebody wanted, I'll just shut my mouth. It'll come out.
Well,
But I got dumped by Artie.
Becca's dumped. Artie, what have you got to say for yourself? He's like, oh, but I'm still a mama's boy too. So next week we're on Becca's channel, House of Lenormand. Thank you to the moderators. Thank you for the super chats. Don't know, sometime this week I'm going to try and do a solo live. I haven't done one in a little while. So you guys will watch for you also. I know you guys try to go live when you can.
Yes.
Anything in the works for this week that confirmed?
No, I am going to go live. I had like 2 questions, but I need to do the giveaway. So I was going to do that.
Yeah, I need to go live this week too because I took this whole week off. I've been busy. So, and you guys know I went and picked up Mom. I sent Johnny and Jenny a video. She's doing fabulous.
She looks awesome.
She's doing really, really good.
She looked good.
She wanted to thank Johnny and Jenny for putting her in the prayer circle and all that stuff. So it was good seeing her. So, yeah.
So, thank you, everybody, and we will see you next Sunday, if not before then. Bye.